Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Constip and this is going to be part 42 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Julii. And before I get into this episode, I just want to talk about a little bit of a admin work on the YouTube side of things. So I did bring this up in a previous episode in my Egypt campaign, although that probably was not one of the best places for me to talk about this because my Egypt campaign isn't as viewed as this campaign. I probably just should have made a post about this on my community section on my channel, but I've been made aware that YouTube has been placing way too many ads on these videos. I noticed it when watching other people's videos. That's the first time that I was made aware of it, and it's way too much. Like it's like, you know, it's hard to watch. And I understand that. I talked about it in my Egypt episode and I didn't receive any feedback, but I shouldn't have let that, you know, be the end say of that. I probably should have just, you know, looked at it myself and seen if there was an issue. And I've received my first confirmation from one of my reviewers. I just read a comment just before starting this recording session that yeah, it's a problem. And so yeah, appreciate that for that heads up. And I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it manually and place the ads myself, which I think that's what people do. I think that's what other channels are doing. So I should be able to figure it out. Hopefully it doesn't take too much time. You know, I'm not trying to add a whole another chore to this process of uploading videos, but I think that it whatever it takes, it probably is worth it. Because yeah, obviously I'm doing this so that people watch these videos, you know, like, yeah, it would be nice to make some more ad revenue, but you know, it's kind of like at this point where it's like, well, what's better, you know, a couple more cents per ad or getting more viewers, you know? It's a funny thing because like I work in the bar industry and the prices for like, I work specifically for music venues and yeah, obviously like, you know, the biggest company in the world for that sort of thing is Live Nation. And so the prices are set by Live Nation and the prices are just astronomical. It's embarrassing. It's hard to look people in the eye when you serve them a drink. And it's just like, wouldn't we make more money if we sold the drinks for less? you know, it's just like, and yeah, and it just kind of feels the same way with YouTube ads where it's like, wait a minute, but now people aren't going to want to watch, right? I don't know. It makes me think about like what happened with Spotify, where it seems like, at least speaking personally for myself, I held out on getting Spotify Premium for a very long time until it got to the point where the ads were just like so, you know, awful that I got Premium. And I never looked back because at that point I was like, yeah, I want to listen to music without interruption, you know, obviously. So like if that's their strategy, maybe that's what's going to happen is that, you know, people are going to switch to YouTube Premium. I might do that myself just because I watch YouTube all the time. Like I watch YouTube more than anything else by far. Like I, you know, pay for stuff and I don't watch Netflix. I'm like, no, I just watch YouTube. So if that's their strategy, I can see where they're going with that. Because you know, now if I ever meet someone, for instance, that has Spotify, but they don't have Spotify Premium, it's like, damn, dude, how do you live like this? You know? So I'm wondering, I'm curious to see if that's kind of their idea is to make the ads just so insanely stupid that people just go like, all right, yeah, I'll pay for YouTube Premium. For my part, though, I'm going to do what I can to, you know, make this tolerable to, yeah, to you folks. Obviously, I want people to watch these videos and enjoy themselves and not have to freaking skip ads every single. It's ridiculous. Like I'm like trying to like watch videos in the background as I'm doing my dishes, and I'm having to stop doing dishes, dry my hands so that I can go to my phone and press skip ad. I can't even finish doing dishes without multiple ad breaks. You know, it's bad. It's really bad. So I will try to figure that out, and any feedback from y'all is welcome as I go forward with this. All right, as far as this campaign goes, I just looked at all of my settlements before I started recording, and I'm building stuff in every single settlement, and I'm even training soldiers in quite a few settlements as well, and I still have 9,400 denarii. So it's like, holy shit, this is what it feels like to be rich. Oh my god, it feels so good. It feels good. Like, this is actually like the most comfortable I've ever felt in this campaign so far. Another thing that I did talk about, another little side rant that I went on in my last episode for my Egypt campaign, which again, you know, isn't as viewed as much. So I want to try to like make a more condensed version of that rant here. Not so much, rant. I don't know. Calling it a rant is kind of weird, but basically I just want to let you all know that I am aware of, not that anyone's even complained, but like there's definitely an issue of the pace of play for these Rome campaigns that I have been undertaking. And, you know, I will stand by a lot of things. I will stand by, you know, the fact that this is a learning experience for me, the fact that the slower that I am with these campaigns, the more that I can kind of dig into certain mechanics to learn more about certain things, because a lot of things in these games are just sort of written off by people that have been playing the game for so long that they never stopped to question certain things, or they never stopped to like really learn certain things just because it wasn't the meta mechanic. And so to that end, I will stand by that, but it's obviously gotten to a point for both of the campaigns that I'm playing that it's too slow. It's too slow, and it has a lot to do with the difference coming to this style of strategy map coming from Medieval 1 and Shogun 1, where interestingly enough, those campaigns in a certain sense do play faster, because if you have a port in a province and then a port in another province, you can move troops between those two provinces in a single turn. And that doesn't matter like how far away they are. In Medieval, you obviously do need to have the boats connecting the two ports, but you know, once that's good, you're good. In Shogun, you don't even have boats, so it's just easier. In this game, I was sort of taken aback, and it kind of took me a long time to sort of put my finger on like how slow it is to form armies and to have troops, you know, coalesce and stage themselves and to attack. And it's not that I have a problem with my own, you know, methodical nature. Like that's just, you know, that's how I am in my real life. It's how I play video games, and I stand by, you know, this method. But not appreciating the distances and the time that it takes to travel from one place to the other, it's something that it took me a while to really kind of understand. And I think that going forward, and I mean like right now in this episode, what I can start doing is, what I need to understand is that every province should be contributing militarily. It's something that, again, going back to Shogun 1 and Medieval 1, I would have military production centers, because not every place needed to be training soldiers. Like, you know, having a couple centers, like say 3 provinces where like one does infantry, cavalry, ranged, or artillery, or in Medieval 1 would be like naval stuff or agents, you know, stuff like that would be like a good like center. And then I could go to another sector of my empire and be like, all right, here we go. You know, do kind of the same thing, right? Where we kind of pick out, yeah, infantry, cavalry, and range units. And I have done that. Like I literally, you know, this is one sector here between these 3, and then this is a sector as well. But the problem though is that I'm having these provinces that are not being used. Euvanum and Mediolanium and Segesta I've had for a very long time, and they're not military production centers, which I guess is a waste. You know, it's something that I need to rectify going forward. I need to understand that, like, yes, even Leminum and Cadate Bredenum, sure, they are not on my front. So like thinking like Medieval 1 and Shogun 1, I'm thinking like, okay, they're not on the front. They're not like established. I haven't had these from the beginning. I don't need to train stuff from them. But I think I do. I think that the fact that, like, for instance, cavalry move faster than infantry. Well, these provinces are further away from my front. So I should train cavalry here because they can get to the front faster, right? So like here on the front, you know, it might be more thinking about, all right, well, let's do infantry, maybe artillery, something like that. But everything needs to be contributing something is my idea. Going forward, well, not even going forward, but like I had the right idea when it comes to, I think, and I like this. I like the fact that when I have a small tier 1 town, I start off with low taxes, and I just really prioritize getting that tier 1 to a tier 2, because a tier 1 basically contributes almost nothing to the military effort. For the Romans, you get Town Watch. Other factions do have some units that are useful, like the Barbarian Warband is pretty useful, honestly. The Egyptian Nubian Phalanx is like, yeah, it's useful for a tier 1. The Town Watch, meh, I've used it for sure, but I wouldn't say it's like, you know, useful. I mean, there's ways you can make it work. But anyway, the idea though is to get to that tier 2 as fast as possible so that then I can actually have a range of units that can contribute. I feel like I don't really need high tier units. Now they say the campaign, sure, like I need to be able to keep up with other Romans for when that civil war does happen. But when I'm you know, expanding, you know, sort of in that what should have been the previous, you know, 10 episodes of this campaign, what I really needed was more soldiers and more places that could train soldiers. And that doesn't need to be super high tier. That just needs to be for my beginning armies, velites, hastati, equites. That's it. Just light infantry, heavy infantry, and cavalry. That's all you freaking need. You just need some balanced armies, and I need balanced armies. You know, maybe you want to play differently, but I'm fine with just having a balanced army, and I feel like I can do pretty well with that. And therefore, the goal should be to get to that tier 2, and then build what I need to. Build some barracks, build some tier 2 barracks, or stables, or practice range, and then every place is at least contributing something. You know, velites, you know, equites, whatever. Like just get it going, and that way I can get armies together faster, and that way I can, you know, expand a bit faster. So that's something that I need to get better at. For this episode, I intend, like, as soon as, for now, everything's building something, so I'm not going to cancel these buildings. But yes, Segeste, Mediolanum, and Patavium, they will be turned into training centers. Patavium already is, but Uvenum is going to be turned into a training center as soon as this stone wall is finished. Lycia and some more Briva already have stuff. Thank you, Gauls, and thank you, Britons. But yes, Lemonum, Cadate, Redinum both need to be turned into production centers. Londinium has stuff as well. Even Oboricum and Deva, like once I take them, yeah, use them. Why not? Because up here, I can still use my navies. You might think like, oh, it's so far away, it's going to take forever to get them to the front. Not really. Use a navy. Just make the units hop on a boat and bring them. And if my front lines are going to be against the Germans and later on the Gauls, well, I mean, here we go. Unload the troops here and have them hit the northern flank of either of my potential future enemies. So that's what I need to start doing going forward, because I do need to pick up the pace. I mean, this is slow even for me. I get it. 15 regions controlled and the goal is 50. So, yeah. I understand that Total War campaigns do snowball as time goes on, but like, yeah, it's time to get that snowball going here. All right. I think we are at the end of this turn here. I got some boats that are not going to make it back home. They might. I don't know. There's some enemy boats that are probably going to sink them. We need to work on getting our navies up to code here in, this region right here. It's getting a little rough. I have some better boats up here, but I can't build triremes down here in either of these two places. So what's my mission right now? What am I doing? There are no Senate missions. Oh, okay. Curious. How's the standing? 7 on the Senate, 4 on the people. Okay. All right. This navy is going to come down here and kick some butt against the Spanish. We're going to get some retribution against them for sinking my last fleet. And I'm going to be putting some units on boats. I might bring him over as well. Lucius Nasica might come over. He's a new guy. Not much going on for him, but like, you know, it's fine. We're all born winners. I can attest to that. And maybe bring over... Can you come over as well? No, I'll bring you over next turn. This army is going to be replacing this army, finally. And then this army is just going to be coming out. This is my last old-fashioned army that will be joining up with this old-fashioned army. And yeah, we're just going to have an old-fashioned party hanging out here in Elysia. Looking forward to that. Londinium, I just can't move off of it yet. It's like hanging on by a thread at low taxes, 75% public order, and this is with a full garrison. It's just like stupid right now. And I don't have like bringing Oppius Corvinus with his 3 influence is an idea. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. Oh yeah, the freaking Germans are in my province. Yes, go away. Like you're being invaded by the Brudii. Figure that out before you want to put... I have a full stack here, sir. Go away. Golly. Oh dear, yeah. The Brudii are taking lovesick off of you and a Quinco. I'm like, come on, guys. Get your priorities in order. Alright, whatever. If I have to bring Oppius Corvinus up to Londinium to settle this place down, just so that I can move people out of it, that's just fine. I will if I have to. And for the time being, I'm going to keep on building buildings to reduce the cultural penalty and get some more happiness and whatnot. And I do have a couple guys on a boat that did not quite reach the mainland. So Decimus Minucius and then Cornelius Vitruvius, they have 0 influence amongst them, but Decius Minucius does have bureaucrat +1 law and then drillmaster +1 law. So hey, that'll help out a little bit with public order. So fingers crossed. Then we can just going to keep training peasants as well. Taxes are looking good, so let's end this turn and let's see what those Germans are going to be up to. Yeah, poor boats. Why does it always take that? Anytime a naval action happens, it like takes the screen off into the void. Yeah, Godspeed, guys. Can you guys make it home? I don't know. Wait, why did they say victory? I didn't just win that, did I? What the hell just happened? Alright, now 13 men versus 14 men. Jesus Christ, I guess they have better men. So yeah, looks like we lost that boat. Alright, blockade Port Patavodorum. Patavodorum. Games will be thrown in my honor at the Senate's expense. That's like all they got. That's all they got recently. Like, they're not giving me any cool units. They're not giving me money. Like, what the hell, guys? What in the hell? How is Samora Briva unhappy with a full stack at normal taxes? What's going on here? Oh, there must be a spy inside, right? Yeah, that must be what happened. Yeah, there must be a spy causing unrest. I thought I saw a German spy hanging out there. And do I have agents? I do have an assassin. Oh shit, I probably lost my chance to... Yeah, I probably trained him to kill that German spy and then I lost my chance. Alright, well we have some brigands to kill. Just 4 units, but there is a general 1-star. De Jortaris Lutetia. Yep. Alright. A little bit of unhappiness here. Sitting on 20,000. Yeah, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. I like that. The Rome has the largest faction. All right, sweet. And Rome is the most advanced faction. Love to see it. Some buildings are finished, so we can put in another round, and it looks like we might be able to afford everything. Maybe, just maybe. And let's see, war between the Carthaginians and the Brudii, and then a ceasefire between the Senate and the Germans. Okay, well, are they still? Do they back up out of my territory? They did. That was smart. That was smart. Very wise of you guys. I think I'm going to be sending my Elysian army to deal with these brigands, just because this is a quieter front. I think that's the Britons that are a bit more ornery up here, so I'll be leaving this army in place. Well, that's the idea, at least. I don't have to bring all of them, I guess. I can just kind of bring a handful of units out to face off against those brigands. And this army is finally able to come up here. So let's let's just kind of post up. And then let's transfer Julianus Ammonius over to this scrap heap of an army. Don't tell him I said that. And their general's going to continue to hang out here. Marcellus Tuditanus is still hanging out in Evenum. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could bring this army inside of Evenum. That's an option as well. They're not all going to fit, though. And I don't want the random units to get bought up by these diplomats. So, yeah, I'll leave them outside in full strength. That way they won't get bribed because they're going to be too expensive. And you're going to remain in Evenum just because I'm sure you can offer... I'm sure you're offering something to them. Yeah, you're offering farming output from your Priest of Ceres. That's what you got. Oh, never mind. Poor farmer, that counteracts the Priest of Ceres. Yep, I think you are offering nothing economically to Evenum. Yeah, maybe I should just take you out. I wonder if that makes it minus 485. Nope, doesn't change the money in the slightest. It just makes them less happy. So let's put them back in. And now we can go back to building stuff. Let's see, can I get these boats back? Can I get you back? So can we go around like that? Oh, for Christ's sakes. Oh my god. You can't. Ready to sail. Ready to sail. Oh god, I don't like that. It's so bad. So you can't merge with the guy in the port, but he has 0 command stars. So, but he has 1 command. Is it just because they're in the port? Okay, so that worked. Hey, we did it. We figured it out. Hey, all right, we're safe. Let's retrain that boat. They made it home. Yeah, 1 boat made it home. And Batavodorum is it's up here, right? Or is it here? I think that's it. Let me double check that. Yes, so that's where I need to go. Easy enough. I'm just going to be dropping these dudes off. You go, you go, you go. Imperator. Onward. And yep, let's... Oh, sweet. We get to kill some warbands, British light chariot, and a mystery unit. We get to take out them. Did they get away? Oh, those sneaky buggers. Alright, fine. We can spend a turn training the boats back up. We didn't lose any boats, did we? No, we did not. Alright, good. So yes, let's replenish those fleets, and then we can send them to blockade that port in the next turn. As I look to stand by my word and to focus more so on military buildings, well, my goodness. Lemonum, it's your turn, isn't it? Here's the thing. Oh my goodness, I want money. I'm just like drawn to it. Shipwright. 744 to 887, that's a good boost. Highways. 744, 967. Even better boost. Was there another option? Yeah, forum as well. 744 to 805. Even that's like a decent boost as well. Oh my goodness, it's tempting. It's very tempting. But, or I could be a man of my word and get stables, and then I could train Roman cavalry and war dogs, and it would only take 3 turns. Let's do it. Let's work on stables out here. As I mentioned, just because it's further away from the front, I can have that cav move a bit faster. Candidate Retinum, then what would you be? I don't know. Since that you have better access to the sea, I suppose. I mean, so does Lemonum, but I don't know. This isn't really like a front that I'm concerned about. Like once I take out Beria, it's gonna be fine. Yeah. I think that my Iberian conquest is going to be more so fueled by my core territories and not so much Lebanon. So yeah, stables in Lebanon, Condate, Redinum. I don't know. I have a turn to figure it out that before those highways are finished. Londinium, it's your turn. You can already train a bunch of stuff, which is awesome. Thank you, Britons. So I need to get that public order going here. Jupiter, so 15%, that's 30. That's going to be 10% more than the current temple that I have. And this is going to be 5% more because the sewers grant 5%, this grants 10%, so 5% more. Yeah, temple, Jupiter it is, because that's going to also reduce some corruption. So give me a bit of money. Yeah, it's basically giving me 110 denarii back by building that, so yeah, let's get some Jupiter in here. Hopefully that helps quiet things down. Let's make sure that I'm continuing to train peasants. Alicia, what do you want to build here? A stone wall? I don't hate that idea. I know it's not going to be like a frontline province forever, but for now it is. And I don't know. Is it dumb? Is it stupid? Let's just get a stone wall. Let's just do it. It feels better. And Nabu Martius, I was thinking like, you know, since I'm in that money spending mood, frame of mind right now, let's get a catapult range. Get some scorpions and onagers. Yeah, I haven't built any artillery yet at all, even though I could start building some ballistas. I don't know how useful they are, but they have to be better than the ballistas in Medieval 1. Those ballistas are god-awful. The fact that ballistas in this game can skewer multiple people, like impale several men, yep, that's how they should work, and that's not how they work in Medieval 1, so that already, it's like, hey, there you go. Can use flaming missiles, so that's going to be reducing the morale by even more. It's my understanding that being hit by artillery already does cause a morale debuff, but then the flaming missiles cause an even more of a morale debuff, but then at a decrease of accuracy is my understanding. And that's for ballistas, that's for onagers. I don't think scorpions can use flaming missiles. Oh, they can. Oh shit. Okay, cool. It's interesting that the scorpions say very long range and the ballistas just say long range. So the scorpions have longer range than for the ballistas, eh? That's kind of interesting. Scorpions don't have any anti-building utility though. The ballistas are kind of more of a generalist where they can attack buildings at a strength of 24, which isn't like super great, but at least they can get the job done. And then attack versus troops at 53, which is the same as onagers. They have the attack 53 versus the troops, but 70 versus the buildings. So, but inaccurate against troops. So more of a anti-building, anti-fortification piece of artillery, more of an anti-personnel piece of artillery, but more kind of a generalist, I suppose. And this is also the first tier that I can get. Right, because I can already train these. Right, I would have to build this building the catapult range to be able to get these two. Right. Got it. How long does it take to train these guys? One turn? Sweet. Hey, cool. That's awesome. I love that. That's so cool. It's I feel so bad in Medieval 1 where you have to spend multiple turns building a ballista, and in that game a turn is a year, so it's like, what? What? Took multiple, is it like 2 or 3 turns? It's like, what? Why does it take that long to build a ballista? You know, but yeah, I'll be getting, I mean, why not get some ballistas, have some fun. Let me get in one more Archer Auxilia to finish out this army, and then I'll be getting ballistas going after that, just for some funsies. And you guys are going to continue to train early legionaries down here. Lugdunum doesn't need to train cav at the moment because I have all of the cav for my next army, but let's instead get some spies out so that we can get some spies down in Iberia. The fact that this is just shrouded in mystery this entire time, and this is going to be my next invasion front. Yeah, let's fix that. So this is pretty good news here. I was able to get this entire army out of Londinium with these guys showing up, and I'm going to continue to train some peasants for now. But yeah, it looks like we can march up towards Borgum. We're a couple units short. We are down 2 units of cavalry. We're not able to train cav. Oh, we are. Damn, I should have been. How much do I need 2 units of cavalry? I suppose I can go without them. They are building up forces out here. I don't know. I'm gonna regret this if I end up getting just trounced by chariots. Obviously, like cav is not a great answer against chariots, but it is a piece that can, like... Oh, shit. Do I need to train some like cav? Alright, 2 more turns, then we can go. If I could hire some barbarian cav, I would, but nothing's available right now. Unless I wonder if some would become available if I moved up. Yeah, what if I marched up here and tried to perhaps lay an ambush?
March! Out of move, sir.
So he might be laying an ambush, and then are there any barbarian cav? Nope, just the barbarian mercenaries. All right. Yeah, I'll think about it if I want to go in like this. It's the thing is that there's a chance of having a field battle. And if I was just fighting chariots inside of the settlement, I'd be like, I don't need the cav. But the fact that it very possibly might end up being a field battle, I want those chariots. I mean, I want that cav. Just it's something that can kind of like be a speed bump to those units. And there's a handful of them. You know, if Deva helps out, there's going to be 2 there, 2 there. I don't know what that mystery unit is. And yeah, another mystery unit. So at least 4 if Deva helped out. We'll see though. And then down here I was able to remove enough troops from here. That should be enough to get the job done here against these brigands. So let's come up here and fight them. So we do outnumber them by a bit. 2 warband, 1 unit of druids, and then the general himself, which is going to be a 1-star general. We have a pretty ragtag group here, but they've been through a lot, and they should be able to get the job done. Well, this sure is a ragtag force here. And hopefully, yeah, it looks like they're not going to be facing us in the forest. Kind of in the forest, on the outskirts of that little cusp of trees right there. The strength of this army is going to be our archers, so hopefully they can have an opportunity to do a bit of work here against them. Our archers are now in range, and they will start pouring some fire on into these warbands. I wouldn't mind. Can you guys hit the... No, you can't hit the druids. Alright, so we'll shoot into the warbands for now. And how many... Are they losing some guys? Yeah, they're losing some guys. Yep, that's fine. Sometimes you have to be a little bit careful about shooting into their shields. But I don't feel like I'm wasting too many shots here. And a lot of times in these very short battles, you don't get a chance to use all of your ammunition anyways, so if they're going to stand there and take shots to the face, yes, we will allow that to happen. And it looks like that is going to be enough for them, so now they are starting to come forth, and let's see here, can we get a jab toss in, or should we start retreating back soon? Yeah, alright, that's enough. Retreat back. Let's move back with my barbarian cavalry. Let's get the dogs involved here, and let's sound the horn. And you guys can go, and you guys can definitely run. Nope, you guys just want to get charged by spears? Alright, cool.
The enemy general flees.
Cool.
Press
and
forward, so the spirit of his army is broken too.
there we go. The enemy general's been chopped down. You can go here and kill some
makes a home in our enemy's
brigands. You guys
hearts.
can keep going. Like that, and can we get some Stadi back here and then here to deal with these? Yeah, you guys can get in there. Archers move up and get away. Boom, 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 and then boom, 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 and then get a rear charge here with my cav. Their warband have rallied, and we are hunting down those druids, and we can shoot their guys here. Looks like we broke these warbands. Perfect. Love to see it. And yeah, you guys can come up here. So let's just get my archers in line. Looks like they are being run down. Perfect. And we're cleaning up those druids, and now we just have to break this last warband here. Yeah, Velites move up and start hunting these guys. And then my infantry can go like that. Alright, you can draw them back a little bit. Here. And there we go. And the battle, so they got 30 kills.
A heroic victory worth.
But we have cleaned them up. Alright, brigands dealt with. It feels like there's less brigands.
Victory!
I'm like, I've been too afraid to say that. Like, I've been wanting to say that for a few episodes now, where I'm like, I feel like there's less brigands in this campaign. But like, maybe? Knock on wood? Maybe? I don't know. Oh god. I'm like afraid now that I said that. It's just, they're gonna be springing out of the woodwork.
Forward.
I don't know, compared to my Egypt campaign, it does feel like there's less. I'll just say, there we go. I said it. I said it. I've heard rumors about, like, the amount of brigands being linked to the amount of law that your settlements have. That's like, I don't know, if that might be like one of those old wives' tales back in the day. But the Julii are like the law faction. They have the Jupiter Temple, which grants law, and it grants ancillaries and traits to the generals that boost law. So like they are kind of one of those law factions, is my understanding of it. So yeah, there might be something to it. I don't know. It's worth keeping an eye on. Here we are moving on into the next turn. So what do we have here for the end of the turn report? 13,000 in the treasury. Okie dokie. Greek logic. Never heard of it. The theories of Plato and Aristotle have been synthesized into a new system of thought called logic, a philosophy concerned with the principle of reasoning and argument as a tool of rational thought. Logic allows philosophers to discuss and test ideas with a new and revolutionary thoroughness. So they say. Most advanced faction, that would be the Scipii, boo. And faction announcements, Appius Flaminius. Oh, I like that name. Welcome to the family. And retinue expands, Valerius Vantaios. Courtesan, +1 to agent's skill. That's going to be you here to Lugdunum. Perfect. Yeah, good. I forgot that I had a spy there. That's how I know these things. Yep, some buildings are built. Wonderful. Men trained. Wonderful. And, okay, ceasefire between the Germans and the Senate. I thought that already happened. Yeah, curious.
Sir.
You guys continue to make your way. You have a long journey to get back over to the western side of the Empire. Who are you? Are you Britain? Oh, I want to kill you. Where's my assassin? Do I have any assassins left alive? Or are they... Do I have someone? Yes, yes, yes. Only 2. Okay, 2. Don't get too excited here. What's your... Okay, yeah, there's no way you're going to be able to kill him. There's no way in hell. Is there someone with... Is there someone who's easier? Nope, not you. You... Alright, 1 influence. That's probably as good as it's going to get. What's,
His life will end.
16% chance. No shit, really. Dice loose. Oh, he got him. Oh, and then he went into Araminum. Okay, I was like, where did he go? Alright, so the assassin succeeded. Awesome. Perfect. Trait increase, +1 to agent's skill, because he's now with Cutthroat. And trait increase, Master of Assassins. Okay, don't get ahead of yourself there. You just, you know, you killed a 1 influence Spanish people bad. But this is... Harry's the killer. +1 to influence, +2 to personal security. Improves the chances of detecting info and destination times. 20% discount on agent training costs. Wait, that's for you? I'm confused. Who just got... Was that my... Oh, was that my faction leader? Did my faction leader just get that trait? Harry's the killer. No shit. Just because I used an assassin to... Kill. Master of Assassins. Okay, 20% discount on Asian training costs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got this for my Egypt campaign, but that was after using them a lot. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I had a lot of unsuccessful attempts. If I got that trait for that, that's hilarious. Like all of those times that I tried to kill people and didn't. That would be really funny. Like, I'm the master of assassins. Yeah, I'm the master of like the worst assassins in the world. You know what? I'll take it though. A 25% discount is pretty nice. And we got some brigands here. Spanish mercenaries and 2 mystery units. So we will bring some units out to deal with that in this turn. And we are being blockaded here. I don't like that.
Ready to sail.
We have 2 biremes and they have 2 boats. One is a large boat. A lot of experience and like weapon upgrades. Only 6 men though. Come on, we can take them. Wait, why can't we?
Aye, Captain. Prepare for battle.
Should be able to take them. No shit, no way. Wow.
Row for your lives.
Huh.
Come on, move, sir.
I kind of thought that boats automatically sunk if they were attacking from within the dockyard. Man, there's so much I'm wrong about. Damn, so I'm gonna lose these guys now? Can I train boats while the port's being blockaded? I can, can't I? I'm pretty sure I can. Man. So I got rid of one of them, but the large boat, yeah, the other one's a large boat. That's their tier 2 boat. Yeah, 19 men on it. Dang, dang.
Aye, Captain.
Well, let's come over here and blockade this port before I forget. And now that these armies are fine here on the British Isle, I might just bring this fleet over down here and kind of clear stuff up down here maybe. Because yeah, these biremes are having a hard time in these waters. These are dangerous waters. And in Arretium, the army barracks has finally been finished. Sweet, and now I can train the legionary cohorts. Hell yeah. Awesome. 740 to recruit, 210 for upkeep. What's that? How's that compared to? Again, let me... So 610 to recruit, 740, so another 130. And the upkeep is the same. All of the abilities are the same. And it's just... Wait. Let me look at that again. 17 defense compared to... So 5 more defense, yeah. Mostly in the armor, I think. Yeah, all armor, okay. And I think that their morale is the same. I think... I did look at this in the game files. And I think that all of the legionary units have 10 morale. I think. I might be wrong about that, but I think that they all have 10 morale, which is... That's good, you know. That tells you like how good like early legionaries are. Because comparing that to like the Egyptian armies, 10 morale is just like the top. The only units that get that are the Egyptian bowmen, or I'm sorry, the Pharaoh's bowmen, the Pharaoh's guards, and the Nile cavalry. Like the 3 top units get that, and no one else gets that. I think like I'm trying to think what do the Nile spears have? Like 4 morale, 6 morale. Oh, gosh, I can't remember, but it ain't no 10. So yeah, the fact that like basically all of the Roman infantry units, like post Marius, have 10 morale, it's pretty insane. Like that really does tell you how good these units are. So the fact that I can train them here in Arretium is pretty dope. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, they look pretty badass. And yes, comparing that to the Praetorians, they take 2 turns to train for the Praetorians. And I know that I've been able to train these guys the whole time. It's just that I haven't been just because they're so gosh darn expensive. I can probably afford it now, but like, yeah, it's a little tricky. But yeah, 810, man, that's super expensive. So 60, so 70 more denarii to train, and then like 120 more for upkeep. Man, oh man, that's a lot. Praetorians cannot, or wait, they can sap. They don't have good stamina. Oh, interesting. The Praetorians do not have good stamina, but the legionaries do. That's important. The stats really do decrease quite a bit as you guys get tired. You know, the morale, and I think it's morale and attack is the stuff that you lose as you get tired. So that's a big deal. Not having good stamina. So like, what do the Praetorians bring then? Their missile attack is 3 stronger, so 17 compared to 14 for the legionaries. So much better missile attack. Their melee attack is also 3 higher than the legionaries, so definitely they hit harder. Definitely hit harder. And their defense 22 versus 23. Defense, okay, so the defense is only 1 higher, which is meh, yeah. But they do hit harder, so there is that. And yeah, as I just mentioned, I do think that their morale is the same as the legionaries and the early legionaries. I think it's all the same. I think I'm not going to be training any better units for now. The early legionaries are doing the job against the factions that I'm fighting. It's going to be tempting to like get some legionaries going in time to fight the Romans, but like hopefully we'll have time to prepare for that. Hopefully I can kind of like see it coming before it happens and get some armies ready. So yeah, I'm not going to be jumping the gun on that. I just like knowing that I can now train them if I need to. So with Arretium, now I can build stuff here. Do I do Great Forum? Go to, that's a good increase of money. But also getting the armor just for like the upgrades feels good as well, because that's something that I've been lacking, like really falling behind on. So yeah, probably get an armor. Yeah, that's probably the way to go. Down here in Aska, let's go ahead and peek out. And yeah, I think I have to go after them. Let's reduce taxes here, so that they are going to be okay. Actually, I can put these peasants in there. They'll be fine. And now I can raise taxes. Nope, I can't. Let's go back down. And you guys, yeah, I think you have to get these brigands because they're still in our territories. So we can get them in the next turn. Yeah, so we can keep training peasants. I want to get some spies going down here, but I need the peasants to maintain that public order. That second army is going to be on its way. These units just loaded up onto this fleet, and these auxilia and the war dogs and Lucius Nasica are going to be joining up with these legionaries, or early legionaries being trained in Massilia, and then the cavalry and the archers down here in Narbamontius, and they'll be making their way down here to the Iberian Peninsula. And between those two armies, you know, it might be enough to take on Iberia, just between those two armies. I just need, it's going to be more of an issue of like hanging on, like how do I, you know, move on fast enough from a place. In fact, actually, that's what I should be doing. Training peasants. Just like an army of peasants that I can just march down there. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll get an army of peasants going, basically, from wherever I can, and I can march them behind that second army that's going to be coming down here into Aska. Yet again, my boats are being attacked. This time, yeah, it's by that boat that beat me before, so they're probably going to win. Oh shit, we got him. Nice. Oh, that feels good. And then where the hell is this happening? Is this here? Oh, the same boats that just fought? Okay. Okay, we got him. Alright. That feels pretty good. Alright, blockade port, Numancia. Well, perfect. We just kind of cleared up that space. Kind of. And we will be getting, finally, a different type of reward. We will be getting 1 unit you can recruit. Hey, I will take it. Yes. Senate mission successful. Perfect. And sitting on 8,000. Alright, yep, it's going lower. We're not making so much money now. And faction announcements. So Turia has been born. Sounds like a girl name. And then Decimus Minucius, priest of Jupiter, so +1 influence, +1 command, and +1 management. That's for one of the guys up in somewhere Londinium, I believe. Yeah, I like that one. That +1 command is very nice, and +1 influence. Yeah, they're all, that's a good 3 traits, or a good 3 stats. And then games held in Arretium, perfect. Perfect, I will take all of the help that I can get with public order. Some buildings have been finished being built, yes, love it, love to see it. And troops are being trained, and war between the Scipii and Egypt, no shit. It is on. All right. Huh. Cool. Who attacked who? I'm not seeing any Scipii armies in Egyptian territories. Was it just a naval conflict? Interesting. I want to keep my eyes on that. Be kind of cool to get some agents down there to keep an eye on things. Yeah, the Scipii, man, they got... I know it looks like a lot. Like, I know the settlements are very spread out, but yeah, they seem like they're doing pretty well. I wonder if that's a very common thing. Although they got Syracuse is being blockaded by the... Oh, that's what it is. The Egyptians are blockading Syracuse. Okay, yeah. You get them, Egypt. Oh, and then as I say that, you know, it's funny. I was thinking about hunting down these brigands or these pirates as well, and then I was like, no, I'll leave it. They're leaving me alone. And then it's like, oh, nope, let's kill them. I should. This fleet hasn't had action in like decades. So that might be a little bit rusty, but 1 quinquereme and 2 triremes.
Prepare for battle.
Should be able to do okay here. Yep, looks like we took care of business there. Did we lose any men?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I thought these came with 40 men. Do they not? Still with 40 men. Yeah, I don't know. Huh. So I guess I'm just getting some armor upgrades or weapon upgrades or something. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. And we can start to get
Ready to sail.
these guys
Ready to sail.
moving on up to Massilia.
Aye, aye, Captain. General.
And we can drop off these early legionaries. Let's train up just one more. And then we can pick up the troops in Martius and then move them all down to Osca. Yeah, that'll be nice. Ooh, these Gauls are moving up. Damn. They must be so beat up. Look how many units there are. Look how low their banner is. That's a beat up force. Shoot. But yeah, I don't have like this force here in Upper Martius has like no infantry. It's cavalry and ooh, I got a ballista. Oh man. Should I do it? Should I just march out with my faction leader and a ballista and like archers and javelins and light cav? Let's can I see what they have?
Service. Secrecy is assured.
No, that didn't tell me anything. Swordsman, warband. That's all I know. Okay, well. Well, I mean, usually what happens is I march out in that direction and then they run away. Also, this army could probably like make its way around, perhaps. Yeah, we might have options here. We'll see what we want to do. Here in Mediolanium, I think I am finally ready to start building an amphitheater because I do really want to get these Samnite gladiators. They look really fun. I mean, come on, look at these guys. Come on. These guys look awesome. Excellent morale. I wonder, is that higher than 10? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder what the morale actually is, like in number form. Mage charge without orders. Okay, very good stamina. So like even better than like a legionary. They're going to maintain their stamina even better. Yeah, so they will be suffering from like morale and like attack fatigue, even less so than legionaries, which is very nice. And let's see, they are not very fast. They're not fast. I thought so. I think some of the other gladiators are faster. Attack of 14. I think 14 is the same amount. Is that the same as a legionary? Defense of 14, which is, yeah, that's a bit low. They're not really wearing a whole lot. mostly depending on their defense skill, it appears, and their hit points. So they have 2 hit points. So for those of you who are, new to the game, the gladiator units are smaller units. They only have 40 men in a unit as opposed to like the 80 for like a normal unit. But 2 hit points makes them last a bit longer. 720 upkeep, that's pretty pricey. 260 upkeep, 720 training costs. Yeah, that's pretty pricey. Attack of 14, defense of 14. I'm gonna see how that compares to like a legionary. So yeah, it's 4 higher. Their attack is more than a Praetorian. Yeah, no shit. Wow. Yeah. The Samnite Gladiators have really good attack. But their defense, compared to like a legionary, yeah, it's quite a bit lower. 6, 7, 8 lower. Yeah. But they're going to be like more durable when it comes to their fatigue. And what I like the idea of like using Samnites. So like currently in my post-Marian armies, what I've been doing is using a line of 3 Auxilia as my reserve units. And this is what I had in my custom battles when I was coming up with my Roman army comps, was using Samnites as my reserve force. Obviously, spears are a very good reserve force because they can wheel out and defend against any incoming cavalry or chariots. So like it's been really wonderful having that. But going up against like future armies that are less dangerous on the flanks, like perhaps the Germans or the Romans, having Samnites as kind of a reserve force that can either punch through the center or come around and win fights on the flanks, supporting cavalry engagements. Seems like that could be really fun. The main issue is that they take 2 turns to train, do they not? I think they do. It doesn't say that here, does it? I'm almost positive. Yeah, does it say it here? Is there anything? Does it say anything? No, it does not. Okay. Yeah, it's weird that it doesn't say that here. But in any case, yeah, definitely want to get these guys. I want to get that amphitheater going. And so I can start training some really fun units. Definitely, yeah. Let's do that. Even though that's a big chunk of my money, but still. Now that I was able to fill this army up with that 2 units of cav, and I wonder if I can reach Aboricum in this turn. No, not quite. We're just right outside. Oh, that's such a shame. That's such a shame. And they've built up. Jeez, oh Pete's, yeah. Look at that. They got 3 chariots inside of there. Some chosen swords, some head hurlers, some swordsmen. Honestly, like not a bad little army. Yeah, I wouldn't mind them coming out to fight up against me. Let's see. And yeah, we'll see if Deva wants to get involved. They could. They have not an unsubstantial amount of troops that could come over to support a potential fight. I wouldn't really mind that either because that would allow me to kind of clear up both settlements, with minimal effort. As long as I win the fight, that is. But yeah, we will be probably taking care of Aboricum in the next episode. So far, they have some forces built up here in Batava Vodorum. So far, they're kind of hanging out. They're not really threatening me, so I'm fine with that. It's given me time to build up and spend money on buildings and all that fun stuff. And then down here, I will be getting this army sailing on towards Osca pretty soon. Yeah, it's not going to take too long before we get down there, and we will be able to support our venture here. Having this foothold in Iberia is pretty nice. It allows us to start to, plan the direction that we want to go, because I don't really know a lot. Like, obviously you can kind of see it, but like, I don't really know, the real, the strength of the factions and the settlements inside of the Iberian Peninsula at this point. So getting some spies going would be nice. But I want to focus on, I really want to get peasants. Maybe I can train spies here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get spies here, and then let's keep getting peasants here. That's all of my money. And yeah. So here I can take out these brigands, and then I want to decide, probably just send this army up to deal with these Gauls. Hopefully they don't get like caught out and killed, because I don't think I can leave Osca with this full force quite yet. Another option is, though, to send out Carius the Killer, the faction leader from Norbert Martius, with like a pretty weird army of skirmishers and cavalry. Maybe they can also deal with the Gauls. But you know what? That is all going to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.